beginnings on the cusp. Not too old to adjust. Old dog, new tricks. Remember, I was just a pup. Something dirty in my cup. Clean soul, good.
Yeah. Someone got gun on all that dirt. Yo, if I were podcasting, it would be insane. Knowledge flowing like the sweetest rain. Professor Bear on the mic, spreading wisdom wide. A bear's thoughts, that's my pride, can't hide.
With the voices in your ear, changing the game.
If I rule podcast.
Welcome, and thank you for joining me today. I am Professor Bear, and this is A Bear's Thoughts. Guys, girls, it is getting close to the time. It is our Super Bowl, our World Series, and any other sports that the finals of the NBA, all the big things for every other sport is upon us in wrestling. Yes, WrestleMania weekend is 2 weeks away, something like that. I don't really know because it's a crappy card. I'm sorry. But anyway, I'm just joking. It is turning out to be a WrestleMania that I didn't think I needed to watch. Now I'm glad that I will be watching it. But let's talk about the great thing that is going on in wrestling today. That's the independent scene. I am a big, firm believer of that's where the excitement truly is. And today I am blessed to have two great guests that we are going to talk about what we all love, that is wrestling. Yes, I would like to introduce Derek and Mariah. Sometimes Professor is old. So
that's okay.
sometimes I get to thinking about honey, and it goes out my mind. I can't help it. But how are y'all doing today?
Doing great. How are you?
Doing very well, thank you. So, as I always love to start my shows off, I ask this question. How did y'all become wrestling fans?
So long story short, in one of my jobs, somebody came over and was trying to get sponsorships for a local indie show, Excite Wrestling. And I begged my boss to do it because with a sponsorship came free tickets. I didn't really care about wrestling all that much before I went, but anything live is worth watching live, right?
Right.
So we sponsored and we went and we watched tickets. We got tickets and we watched. And it was the most exciting thing I've ever seen in my whole entire life. It was magical, the show, the emotion, the sport of it, just everything together. I was glued. And then my coworker got me tickets for another show for my birthday a couple weeks later. And it was still magical. My eyes were still just gleaming. I was like a little kid in the candy store. And I told my husband, I said, we need to get involved somehow. I don't care how, but we need to be part of this. So I emailed the promotion and they're like, well, come down, check out a training, see if you like it. So we went and we watched a little bit. And then Kata said she was one of the trainers that night. And she had us get in at the end of the night and do some rolls. And we didn't die and we didn't fall on our head. So we're like, all right, well, we'll come back and we'll try it again. And we just kept coming back. And it's different. It's not like anything I've ever done before. The people are amazing, but the show, the live show is what really gets me every time. Even now, 4 years later, every time I'm there and I'm watching a live show, it
really is
it's magic.
So is it the same for you, Derek, or is yours a little different?
Yeah, I grew up watching a little bit of wrestling. I probably stopped in 98, 99. So I just don't watch modern wrestling. But I trained for a while, got in shape. That was great. But just being able I want to take the pictures. Not a lot of people do the photography, portraits. Not very many people want to run a camera. I don't know. We live in an age of media. If you didn't see it, it didn't happen. And these guys go out there, and what they do is unbelievable. And people don't get to see it. So I feel like what I do is just incredibly valuable. I just love doing it. I just love being able to be the guy that brings it to people.
It definitely is. And to your point, it's a lost art form, honestly. We're so in that day and age of I have to have it now. To see photographs of matches, you can get so many unbelievable shots and angles that will just let your imagination run wild. So
Yeah.
I think that's still a magical thing and is definitely needed.
Yep. You can tell a story with just a photograph. Absolutely.
Yes. So Mariah, the question I have for you, with you not growing up watching wrestling or into it, when you, and I can tell in the way you were talking about it, I see it lights up for you when you get to talk about that. Is that what really drove you into the sport, or was that the only thing, I should say, or were there other things besides the being live and seeing I'm trying to find the word for it.
Yeah. It was, a lot of it was just the excitement and the passion. It was almost like watching a play. But we did have, I think it was the second show we had, there was a female wrestler. There was Christina Marie. And then we did have a couple managers there that were females. And I'm like, okay, so girls can kind of do this. But really, it's just, I've never been excited about anything before. Like, I've never lit up talking about something as I did, after my first wrestling show. And I'm like, all right, well, this feels different somehow. So let's see where it goes. And here we are.
That's pretty cool. Yeah. So, did y'all both start to train at the same time? Or?
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Trained together, same place. At home, we bought a mat, did rolls, whatever, tried to commit to it 100%.
We're old. We're in our 40s.
I mean, there's some guys that are our age, but they've also, they've been
going
when they
were
a little
40.
Longer. Right. I'm not saying that we probably couldn't have done it, but
I was going to say not everybody can be Diamond Dallas Page.
No.
It's everybody said to me too. Well, Diamond. I'm like, yeah, but I'm well out of shape. But I mean, there's a place for everybody, and they said that, and I kind of blew it off. But as you hang around, you do find a place. There is a place for everybody. So if you ever want to get into wrestling, just go to an independent show and ask to help. It's that simple. Be like, hey, can I help you? Low boards in the truck. I need a cameraman.
Set chairs, whatever.
I do graphics, whatever. Just show up and be like, I'm here to help. And that I swear to God will be the start of your journey. Yep. That simple.
And I love hearing that because it is that, like you said, it's that simple.
It really is.
I've seen so many different. I've been to a lot of different promotions and getting just to sit back and look at different things, and it's amazing on how many people just want to. Even if you can't do certain things, you're like, I'm willing to do whatever. Just let me be a part of the show.
I will come in and sweep your floor. Yeah. I don't care.
A lot of people.
That's what we did for a long time.
They don't say anything. I mean, if you're serious, just go up to get anybody. Go up to one of the wrestlers and be like, hey man, you guys need a hand with something, and they might blow you off at first. Go back again. Go do a different guy. You're gonna find somebody like me that's floating around, and I'll be like, yeah, man, welcome aboard. And it would be just like that. Mm-hmm. If somebody come up to me and said, hey, do you need help with the truck? I'd be like, welcome aboard. Come on.
I sure do.
Yep. Let's grab a guardrail.
And this is what I like more about the indie scene, is that you're it's so close that it's more of an intimate setting.
Mm-hmm.
As I like to say, you easily get involved and come so much to the point of you feel like family, to the point where you start noticing certain people, certain fans, if they don't come for a show or two, when they come back, hey, have you been okay? Was kind of concerned. And that is something that makes the excitement even better when you get to know people. And as with me growing up in wrestling as a fan, we got to hang out. I got to meet certain wrestlers. I got to talk to them. And it's like, wow, these people are just so down to earth.
Yeah.
And wow, they're pretty much like me. They're And then you come to find out, like, some of them have their date, as they call it, shoot job, and they're working two of them, and they have a family, and they're doing all this stuff, but they wouldn't give up wrestling for anything because that love of the sport.
Yeah, driving 4 hours on the weekend, one way, to drive 4 hours back.
Yep.
Yes. And
so you get about halfway there, you're like, what am I doing? Then you get there and you're like, oh, it's so great. And then halfway home, you're like, I guess I'm doing that.
Right. And that old saying, a handshake and a hot dog, which still exists to this day.
Still waiting for that hot dog, though.
Depending on where we at, no, I'm not taking a hot dog from that. Man, just give me some chips and we can call it even.
That's fair. That's fair.
So y'all have gotten into it. Y'all are doing your thing. Derek, what makes you enjoy the photos so much and going down that journey of helping the promotion out?
I've always done photography, so I just started. That's how I mean, she was watching the show and I was hanging out very far back taking, but it took me a long time to get inside the barricades too. I was terrified to get in there, but now I own that. Like, I own it in there. I know what's going on. I'm moving. It's beautiful. It's just so fun. And when I like dance with them. It's just fun. I just always liked to do photography. Never really had an excuse to do a lot of it. And shooting a show, I take like 2,000 pictures. So I mean, I just can be as creative as I want to be, and it's fun. And then I got into the production, editing, and filming, and doing a lot of the back end management stuff with the promoter, working with the promoter. So I'm like the assistant to the assistant promoter. But it's a lot of fun. At first, I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna start my own production. I'm gonna start my own promotion. But there's a lot to learn. It's gonna be a good chunk of years before I got the balls to do that. But it's fun.
I was gonna say, it's funny that you brought that up, because that was gonna be one of my questions of, do you aspire to do do both of y'all aspire to have a promotion of your own?
Yeah, someday for sure. I think a lot of the people in the community see us doing it too. I've had a lot of people come up to me and go, "Are you gonna do this?" I say I'm not going to, but I probably will someday. It's a lot of work, but I'd like it to be more open, especially with the indies. The promotion I work for, Excite, is very open like that. You know, it gives the wrestlers a lot of opportunities to do what they want. I want the guys to call. I want the guys to call what they want to do more than what I want to do, I think. But you know, it could all change. It's nothing I want to do anytime soon. I just want to enjoy the ride.
Right. And what made you decide I'm gonna go down the referee path?
So I did have a couple matches as a wrestler. I was in a couple battle royals, and
Molly Mayhem. You can find them on YouTube.
Yes, under Molly Mayhem. And then I had a student match against another female wrestler, and it wasn't terrible, but it really opened my eyes into the level of wrestler that I was not. And I knew that I wasn't going to put in the time and the effort to be a good wrestler. and I did not want to be a bad female wrestler. It's hard enough to be a female wrestler. I didn't want to be a bad one. And I recognized that. And one of our main refs had to step down for medical reasons. So it was really just a nice slide in. Let me see how this goes, how it fits, and way better fit than it was being a wrestler. It's just, it works. But someday I want more, because I want to be part of the show. I don't want to be in the show. I want to be the show.
Well, and you have such a lot of different ways you can do it from being a referee. I mean, I'm a little older, so I've seen a lot of referees go from refereeing to different things. The first name that comes along in my head is Teddy Long. He was a referee, and geez, I mean, he's managed, been GM. He's been what it seems like he was so flexible. Whatever the company needed, he was able to go in that role and be in that role so convincingly. So then I think of Danny Davis in WWF at the time, where he was turned out a crooked ref, and then he came a part of Jimmy Hart's stable and he wrestled. So there's so many different opportunities you could go from being a referee to, and so I think that is always a good thing.
And I always had in my back pocket, you know, so even if I go to do something else and it doesn't work out, or I get tired of it, you know, I can always ref.
Yep, and that's good. That's a good way of looking at it. So tell me, with being in a site promotion, tell me y'all journey. It's been a 4-year journey. Tell me a little bit about it.
Well, we started out, you know, as we said, with just the training, and shortly after we started, Derek actually hurt himself.
Underflipped, landed not quite on my head, but pretty damn high on my shoulders.
Yeah, so we took I
folded.
About almost 3 months off, so he had kind of recover from that. And then we went back to training, and then summer was just starting, so it was a lot of summer shows, a lot of fair shows. Speedy Fest is a big 3-day weekend they do. And so we kind of just went through the summer doing that. And then the winter came, that was a little lull. And then we started doing the production stuff with the promoter. So we'd go and video for other promotions. So we hit up, like, you know, Immortal and One Up. I don't even know, a couple other places. We did a couple weddings, things like that. And that just kind of, and then here we are, and we just do a little bit of everything.
With working with different promotions, do you feel like that was a great experience that that gave y'all more of an insight versus just doing one thing with one promotion?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. Even though a lot of the players were the same, it was a lot of the same talent. But you know, everybody behind the scenes was different, and it gave a good perspective on how, you know, different companies are ran by different people, and you know what one company may focus on, the other one may not be as important. But you get all these different views, and they're like, oh, I never thought that was something to pay attention to, but this guy really does, and here's why. And it definitely opens up your eyes, and it's just all things that you can learn, and it's all just knowledge.
I edit for all of them, so I watch them all.
Yeah.
So I can watch a guy at 3 different promotions play 3 different characters, and that's pretty cool.
and with you saying that, I find it hilarious too, as I went to 2 different shows, Friday and Saturday. Friday, the guy was a heel. Oh my goodness, was he a heel? I didn't think he was going to make it out the building. Then Saturday, different show ran by different people. He was a face, and of course, being in the business and knowing how everything goes, that wasn't the surprising part. The surprising part for me on how well he could translate between the two. He was so trained enough to know how to tap into people's emotions to get what he wants out of them.
Either way.
And that is so important.
Cool.
Is you have to know how to work the audience, but how to get the audience to feel what you need them to feel. And not everybody can do that. Not
it's a job.
Can do that.
Yeah. It's a skill.
It is a skill. It really is.
Yes, and that's where I think I've look at WWE and their system, which in one way is good, but in the other way I don't think, because everybody is different, especially territorial areas are totally different.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a Southern guy, so the South, we have a different mentality than, say, the Northeast wrestling fans and the Midwest. So you have to learn how to be able to work the crowd you're in front of versus, well, I just like being a good guy. No, you have to be versatile and be able, because let's face it, we are here to entertain, and not all audience are the same. So you have to be able to change up, be able to do different things. And I think it's almost a lost art form with some of the wrestlers that they can't work but one different style.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So with that being said, what has been, and I need both of y'all to answer this, what has been the funniest thing getting into wrestling that you found that you didn't know?
Yes. Disney adults. 9 out of 10 wrestlers are Disney adults. Did not see it coming. Didn't see it coming. You could ask me before I got in the industry. Hey, that's the mundane thing, but it's like so many guys at Disney with their belts. I'm not judging anybody. I watched Disney when my kids were younger, but like it just seems like these big tough death match guys, and they're at Disney, and I'm like, it kind of throws you off, right? Am I wrong?
Well, hey, man, you look behind me, you see my comic book stuff. I'm a big comic book.
Yeah, mostly games. I'm a video game guy.
And I'm a gamer. I'm a gamer too. And look, I'm 6'4", almost 300 pounds. So when people see me, they're like, "Oh my God!" But I don't come off that way.
I think the thing that surprised me the most that I've enjoyed is kids at wrestling shows. They are the best fans ever. They are so loud and they are so energetic. And some of the things that these kids say, I'm just like,
this is a kid show.
They like, and the wrestlers are like speechless. They don't know how to respond to that. And sometimes they just move on, or they think of something, but oh my God, if you get a handful of kids at your show.
We had a fair show and I was taking pictures.
Amazing.
And,
amazing.
I heard one of the wrestlers go, "What the hell?" And I turn around and there's like 3 kids jumping the barricades. And I'm like, "Oh, no, let's go. Their parents are trying to get them." I'm like,
they're flipping everybody off. They're saying little cuss words.
That was
it's just
fair show.
That's what gets me the most. When a little kid is cussing and the parents right there and cheering them on.
They're flipping them off behind them.
Yeah.
I'm like,
it's all part of the show. It's all part
we're
of the
not
show.
allowed to even do that. He yelled at if we do that.
So then the opposite question, what's the worst thing that you all have seen that was like really surprising? Oh wow, I wouldn't have thought this in the wrestling business.
I'm gonna say the locker room, and not so much as far as the people or the attitudes. I mean, I've always been in good locker rooms, and it's never been awkward. I've never been mistreated. I've never been, nobody's ever tried to, come on to me or make any untoward things like that. But they're disgusting. They're full of trash. They're full of stinky men with old stinky gear, and half of it needs to take a shower, and they're gross, but they're full of men. So it shouldn't be so surprising, but they're just, and ours was bad.
It was big.
It was huge. And for the longest time, it was just guys. Like, there was no mom. And when I got there, I felt like the mom, because I was mopping, I was taking out the trash, I was doing this, and I'm doing that. I'm like, oh my God, you guys are just like a bunch of teenage boys.
They are.
Yes, they are. Well, and to be fair, most of them were in their early 20s. So
yeah, they were.
Not that far from teenage boys.
Guys.
But yeah. I kind of felt like the mom, and I didn't go in there expecting to be, but it fit. I don't know. I'm a mom.
That's your part. That's why ref works out so well for you, because you play that.
So Derek, what about you?
I don't know. In all honesty, there's a lot of animosity sometimes. Like
Drama.
you could see it in some of the wrestlers. Oh, you're my family, you're my friend, but push comes to shove when the door closes, they change. There's a lot of masks, but I mean that's their job too. Yeah, I mean these guys go out there, and that really is their job, is to hook people. So I don't think they turn it off sometimes.
Sometimes just translate into real life.
And then it just gets confusing. But most of the guys, great. I don't really have a lot of complaints about it.
I think we've been fortunate.
Like if you sit them down, talk to them, a lot of guys talk with you. There's very few guys that are really edgy, but they're out there.
There's a couple.
And I certainly made a reputation for myself, but not. I care a lot about the business. I really do. I came into it, and I feel like I owe it something. I was in a bad headspace when I found wrestling. The look on her face. I was with her for 20 years and never saw her look like that. So it was just, there was a lot that I felt like I owed it. So I take it serious. So when somebody messes with it, I get serious.
So what I take from that is just love.
Yeah.
And one of the things I still remember as a kid that I take seriously today is give wrestling, give back to wrestling. Wait a minute, let me think. Make sure that I'm leaving the business better than I found it.
Yep. I hear that a lot.
The thing is, because I know, and I think this is for everybody, we know the joy we get from the sport and being in it. We don't want that to end. Even if whatever happens to us, we go on to the next lifetime and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
We want wrestling to still be bigger than life. I want my grandkids to be able to say, oh, my great grandpa was in the business and he did this. That's why we just want it better. And it shows in, I think, in the different things that we all do to try to make sure that everybody's enjoying it and leaving memories. Like y'all were talking about the kids, that's something they're good. Hopefully they remember, and then when they become parents, they get to bring their kids and tell the story.
Absolutely. I love it.
So, have y'all had the chance to travel around to different locations? As far as where are y'all based out of?
Finger Lakes region, kind of like central New York-ish.
Cuca Lake.
Yeah, by Cuca Lake.
Tip of Cuca Lake. We've gone
travel out the state.
Out of the state, not yet.
Not yet.
Oh,
definitely on my checklist. I want to photograph a death match. I know there's opinions on death match. I think that I can make it look good. That's just something that I want to try. I gotta try it. I don't think it's gonna be like my everyday thing, but I definitely, and Canada, I guess, is probably the closest for that. But that hopefully sometime this summer.
She is not looking too happy.
Yeah, no, there's not many people in the community that are like, yeah, I'm Derek, let's go to the death match.
I mean,
Most people are like, no, man.
You can photo it, but I'm not gonna ref it.
I got one guy that I know that wrestles down in POR in Virginia, the stunt. So he's all, yeah, man. And we had a ref that we know that refs.
Yep.
So she's probably my in Canada.
Yep.
I think it would be fun. I've watched them for years, but it's not like it's different.
I'm that person that death matches are really not my thing.
They're not a lot of people's.
But see, I'm different too because I'm older, and what is death matches now to me was just hardcore. I mean, just
ECW, late night ECW,
Rose and
the 80s,
Abdullah the Butcher,
the Fort. Oh my God,
yes, and
buckets of blood in the
80s. So I can see it. I understand it.
Yeah, I grew up watching. That was mostly what I watched was late 80s, early 90s stuff. So, like, I watched that, and I'm like, oh, I've seen this before. I mean, not less light tubes, but pretty much the rest of the stuff.
Oh, and especially Japan. If you watch,
oh my God, yeah.
I don't understand why they have not been arrested because some of them are, just brutal.
We were watching Stardom. Wow, man, they hit hard.
Yeah, the way they treat their wrestlers is awful.
I just have to say, I want a Stardom promotion here in the U.S. for the women.
That would be awesome.
They deserve it. It would. I think it would go over big time if they could get the right backing.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, women need more push.
Yes,
I've seen a lot of good women wrestlers out there. There's tons in the indies. We had Masha Slamovich on one of our shows, and she wrestled a couple of girls, and they stood their own with her. So
I tell you what, there are certain wrestlers that they could not pay me to get in the ring with. Not to wrestle, just to get in the ring with. I don't, they may have a flashback or something. No, that's okay. And truthfully, I think there may be more women wrestlers that I won't step in the ring against because I just think they would lose their mind and just lay me a bloody mess.
Well, that's probably valid.
So with that, and since we're on the subject of women's wrestling, what are your all's thoughts on the state of women's wrestling right now?
It's coming up. I like a lot of what I see when I go to my friend's house and I'll watch PLEs, and a lot of the women's matches have been pretty solid. Lash, what the hell's her name? Can't remember her name. Lash something. She's good.
I don't know who you're talking about.
From WWE. She's in WWE.
Lash
Legend. Lash Legend. She's good. She's good, man. A lot of the girls are doing really well. In Indies, there's just not a lot of women. It's sparse. There's a couple really, 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 really strong women, but it's not a lot. But I honestly, when I watch WWE, the women have been probably the better part of it.
The talent is there. The storylines aren't, but the talent for sure.
Yes.
Yeah, there's definitely some strong wrestlers.
I think too that they're at least getting better than it was. As a male watching women's wrestling, when I get offended by some of the storylines, and I'm not a woman, I think that's a big problem. If I'm offended by it,
yeah,
I'm like, crap. If I think this is crap, I can imagine how offended these ladies are with this dumb storyline.
It's taken them a long time to get here too.
Yes. Unfortunately, the one thing that I used to look forward to which is when WWE go overseas to Saudi and those places. The only reason why I look forward to it is because the women were clothed all over. And I thought to myself, now you can show these people without having to be judged by your looks, your beauty, anything, what talent you have.
Right.
And that's the only reason why I like when they go overseas like that.
That's a good perspective.
And those outfits are pretty solid too. I'm talking to my friend about it. I'm like, honestly, some of these outfits are pretty goddamn good. They're full body suits, but they're good.
Yes. So with it being so close to WrestleMania, well, first off, do y'all keep up with the other promotions, the major promotions?
Not on a routine
Very
basis.
little. Yeah. I tried to get back into it. It just didn't.
Like if we're somewhere, we'll watch it, but we don't really watch it on our own.
But then I'm from a different age too, and I get on there and I watch some Travis Scott come out and beat up Cody Rhodes. I'm like, hell's this? Why is he so weak? What's going on here? It's just weird to me these days. It's corporatized.
It's so funny that you said that because on another podcast that I have, me and my partner, we were talking about that, and we were talking about, man, WrestleMania has celebrity, but these celebrities, come on, it doesn't fit. It just doesn't feel as special as it once did. And I definitely understand why a lot of people enjoy more indie wrestling and follow indie promotions more than the mainstream. I can see both sides of it.
It ends up being the people more than it really does the shows. There's some storylines, some promotions, but a lot of it ends up just being like, we have a couple local tag teams, CXR, Edge of Hope. I mean, people come out just to watch them because of that's Edge of Hope. I'm gonna go watch them.
Yep.
But it's pretty cool. I mean, it ends up being more about them, I think, than the actual story.
And some points that is so good because okay, we can put y'all on the card and we know we're going to draw the audience. Now the other, okay, it's time to sell, guys and girls. You got to sell yourself to make them want to come back to see what you're doing.
Yep.
So, in the next 5 years, where would you like to see yourselves in the business?
Probably closer to Syracuse because that's where everything is. It's a long 4-hour drive to some of these shows, one way and the back. No, I don't know, man. Probably, I'm starting to buy cameras, starting to buy more cameras. Production, definitely going to do my own production thing. I've told this to so many wrestlers, and I get the same thing. They look really interesting. I want to do documentaries with everybody, some like 5-10 minute documentaries, but not about wrestling. And that's where I lose everybody. They're like, oh, about you, like you're driving how many hours to do the show, eating breadcrumbs. What are you sacrificing to earn this, this spot in life? The status. What is your status? What are you trying to accomplish? I think that, I don't know. I want to know that, so maybe other people want to know that. Maybe it'll help get people in. Like, this is a normal guy. He works at a shoe factory, and I do too. I could do this.
And see that I love that because there are so many stories out there that us as wrestling fans don't know.
Yeah.
The sacrifices, like the long drives and rides, and what you put off on your family time. There are so many great different stories out there. I think that is something that you should continue reaching for because, again, there is a lot of us that love to see that and understand how human a wrestler is.
Because, I mean, dude, you're larger than life in the ring, but, you're not always in the ring. I think maybe to speak to some people too, like somebody watches it and they can identify, and then they want to get into the business. So they give it a go, or they wouldn't give it a go. Because, you know, some of these, they're intimidating. I've met a lot of wrestlers so far, and some of these guys are intimidating. You don't really want to talk to them. You don't know how to talk to them. Hornswoggle, I so wanted to go talk to him. There's just some wrestlers, you know, you see them and they look tired, and you're like, I could, but I shouldn't. I know I probably. But then, you know, I can do that, and then I can ask those questions, and people can just see it. Be like, oh man, I identify with this guy, become more of a fan, want to get involved more. The more people we have in the indies, the better it's going to be.
I love that the intimidation is still there for you.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't even think I watched him on TV. But clips, you know, I've saw some podcasts with him, you know, about it. I'm just like, I don't know, kind of admire the guy. I don't, you know.
Right.
It's not like that with everybody. Like I walked right up to Elias and shook his hand, no problem. Or, yeah, bunch of guys, Jesus, no problem. But I was like, you know.
Well, and I get it, because especially like for any long-term fans, generally the long-term fans, we all have that early memory that made us wrestling fans. So we're still looking through our kid eyes instead of our adult eyes. And when you get a chance to meet your childhood hero and talk to him, it's intimidating. You're like, what? So yes, I definitely.
That's like one of the first things they tell you when you start training too. You're going to meet some people. Now, don't go up and be like, I'm your biggest fan. They don't want to hear that. And the first thing I think is,
It definitely is a humbling, fun experience. I knock on wood, I've got to talk to a lot of stars, and I never thought in my lifetime that I could actually say, hey, Ricky Morton is a friend of mine. I can actually text him to see how his day is going. Things like that is mind-blowing. It's wow. Or the opposite of, with me being a podcaster, Ricky Morton, I went to a show Ricky was at, and he's telling wrestlers, hey, you need to do his podcast. Give me a number. Give me a number. If you want to break into this business and learn, this is the man. And I'm just sitting there thinking, oh my God.
It's intimidating.
So yes, I definitely understand what you were talking about. So Mariah, where do you like to see yourself in 5 years?
I don't know that I have a specific end goal, but there's definitely more that I want to do. You know, of course, the management that we talked. I'd like to try my hand at commentating sometime. I don't feel that I know enough of like the technical moves. So I have to probably learn a little bit more about that. But then just kind of be, you know, a personality. And just whatever I'm doing, I just want to do it really well. So I really just want to hone in my crafts on whatever I'm doing and continue to be, because we're in a small area. So surprisingly enough, we have like 3 women refs, which is kind of weird, but we kind of all go different places. So I'm like the big one for my area. And I have, you know, a couple fans and, you know, a couple younger girls that, you know, oh, you're so cool. What you're doing is so cool. So I'd really still like to be that, you know, that face and that kind of, you know, I don't know, groundbreaking, but I'd still like to do cool things for women in wrestling.
To be that role model.
Yes. Yeah.
And I love that, because a lot of time, again, just speaking from my own point of view, I don't sometimes realize on how much what I'm doing means to other people.
Mm-hmm.
And then once you get told and pointed out to you, for me, it's like, oh God, I have to make sure I stick with this. I have to be better. I don't want to let anyone down.
Right.
So I, again, definitely understand where you're coming from. Two separate, the big question Need both of y'all to answer. If you had your chance to live out a dream moment in the business, what would it be and why?
In the business in general, or like in the independent scene?
Anything you want. If you wanted to be in the big time, I mean, the major promotions or the indies, whatever you feel that it would be your dream.
I don't have, so mine's not like my top dream. But I really wanted to match or to ref a match with Matt McCoy and Griffin McCoy. Because for the whole match, I just want to say, come on, McCoy, you know better than that. So I don't ever want to talk to one specific wrestler. I just want to yell at McCoy the whole time.
Matt McCoy, really good wrestler. Look him up.
They're both.
He's very up and coming.
But I feel like that would be a lot of fun, and I like to have fun in my matches, and I like to be in them, and I am a character, and I just think that would be fun. So that's on my wrestling bucket list, is McCoy versus McCoy.
All right.
I just no dreams, just always goals. You know, you can make your dreams happen. Just grind towards it. My own production. Run a show or get called up to do like photos or something at JCW would be very cool. Very cool. Yeah. But I'd like to have my own production and do it myself. I love working for the guy I'm working for. I just someday, that's the dream, to roll up with full kit and be like, I'm the guy that filmed it, put it together, and made you look good.
That is so cool. With that being said, I want to thank both of y'all for not only coming on my show, but for your passion and your love for the sport we all love. It is because of people like yourselves that wrestling continues to grow. It not just grow, succeed. And as long as there are people like yourselves, wrestling will never die. And I'm so appreciative to be a part of this business with y'all. Thank you so
much. Thank you. This was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Go to your local indie show and ask to help.
Yes.
Just ask. I promise you they need help. Put
Tickets
out chairs.
are like $15.
So with that being said, I'm gonna give my fans a spoiler. This is only part one of an interview, guys. We are going to be talking, and we're going to get more into detail about the promotion and what they experienced, hopefully how it came about, just different details. This is going to be a part of my indie spotlight or promotional spotlight, and it will be coming out in the next few weeks. So keep your eyes open for that. And before I end, I always end on this note. I will never stop saying it. I'm going to keep preaching it and preaching it and preaching it. Go and support your local indie promotions. Again, there is some great promotions out there that are not given a chance because it's indie, it's low, whatever excuse you come up with. But give it a chance. Go one time, and I promise you, you will get a different feel.
Not wrestling fans. In the wrestling, like deep into the industry, like I will do this for the rest of my life, and I don't watch wrestling. Go.
Yes.
Just go.
It all came from one show.
And that intimate feel is such a different atmosphere. And just as we talked about earlier, you see these little kids are so invested, and they get a chance to talk to their superheroes. They get to cheer those, boo the villains, and they actually get a chance to see them up close versus the bigger companies where you can't do that. But I think it's such a great atmosphere. And again, I will say it again. It's such a family feel of a sport. It's so hard to explain, but I tell you, once you get hooked, you're hooked for life.
Yeah.
Yep.
So definitely go and support your local indie promotions, please. With that being said, I am Professor Burr. This has been a Burr's Thought, and we will see you around the campfire very, very soon. Y'all take care.
Bye.
Okay. It don't want to end. So we're going to try it one more time. It is keep telling me that we need to talk longer, and I keep telling it. This will be good for a short. If something is not messing up, then it ain't working right.
Not right. That's right.
So this is all gonna be bonus features. Oh wait, it can't be because we're live. I have to keep joking to make
the editor fix it. I have a lot of videos where they're like, "Oh, the editor will fix it," and I'm like,
I can't fix that.
commentators swear, "Oh, the editor will fix it." Guys.
So I'm gonna end this a bad way. So just stay. I will bring you back.
You betcha.